Nurses, what's a wholesome memory that makes your job worth it? I work labor and delivery at a county hospital, and I've seen everything. Fast births, complicated ones, happy families, tragic situations. But one night last February changed how I see my job forever. It was 2 a.m. when this girl walked in alone. Her name was Kelsey. She was 17, no mom, no dad, no boyfriend. Just a social worker who sat in the waiting room on her phone. Kelsey wore this oversized hoodie and kept her head down during check-in. Her hands were shaking so bad she couldn't hold the pen to sign forms. I took her to a room and started the exam. She wouldn't look at me, just stared at the wall. When I asked about her family, she said they kicked her out when she told them she was pregnant. The baby's father blocked her number months ago. She'd been living with a friend's family, but they were out of town that week. Is anyone coming? I asked. She shook her head. The social worker has to be here. Hospital rules. But that's it. Her first real contraction hit, and she gripped the bed rail so tight her knuckles went white. She tried not to make noise, just bit her lip until it almost bled. I've seen grown adults scream during labor. This kid was trying to stay silent like she didn't want to bother anyone. I pulled a chair next to her bed and sat down. Hey, you're allowed to make noise. You're allowed to be scared. And you're not doing this alone, okay? I'm staying right here. She looked at me for the first time. Her eyes were red. You don't have to. I want to, I said. I'm not leaving. She whispered, please don't. So I didn't. My shift was supposed to end at 7 a.m., but I stayed. Labor went on for 14 hours. Between contractions, we talked about random stuff. She told me about her cat named Pickles. Her favorite book was The Hunger Games. She loved spicy ramen, but hated anything with mushrooms. Normal teenager stuff. When contractions got worse, she'd squeeze my hand until my fingers went numb. I didn't care. I braided her hair when it stuck to her face with sweat. I rubbed her back. I got her ice chips even though she barely wanted them. Around hour 10, she started crying and said she couldn't do it anymore. Yes, you can, I told her. You're already doing it. You're the strongest person in this room. She shook her head. I'm not strong. I'm just a stupid kid who messed up. You're not stupid, I said. You're here. You're doing this. That's strength. At 4 p.m., the baby finally came. A girl. Tiny, pink, screaming, healthy. The doctor handed me the scissors and asked if I wanted to cut the cord. I looked at Kelsey. She was exhausted, tears streaming down her face, but she nodded at me. You do it, she said. You should. I cut the cord. The social worker came in to take pictures for the adoption file. Kelsey had decided months ago she couldn't keep the baby. She knew she couldn't give her the life she deserved. But in that moment, holding her daughter for the first and last time, Kelsey looked at me instead of the camera. Thank you, she said. I didn't think I could do this, but you stayed. You made me feel like I mattered, like I was allowed to be loved. I cried, right there in front of everyone. I'm not supposed to get emotional, but I couldn't help it. Before she left the hospital 2 days later, Kelsey hugged me. She slipped a folded piece of notebook paper into my hand. I read it in the break room after she was gone. It said, "You'll never know how much you saved me that night. I thought I was completely alone in the world. You proved I wasn't. I'll never forget you."